Lamont Roach can fight, and he thinks he's going to see the better Gervonta Davis, come out this time. I certainly hope we do.
I can't. I can't. Calm down. Calm down, brother. Come to the fight. Come to the fight. They probably gonna get you f***ed up.
Gervonta Davis has made a bold declaration ahead of the rematch, vowing to completely dominate Lamont Roach and silence any talk of an upset. To back his confidence, Davis has placed a staggering $5 million bet on knocking Roach out. He remains unfazed by public sentiment, insisting Roach stands no real chance this time. It's a powerful show of belief in his own ability and a clear message that he intends to finish what he started.
Beat his ass for y'all
do
talk.
For I don't real. Give a
man, be quiet.
I don't give a y'all was quiet. Y'all, if y'all was loud,
we got the whole hood over there. Like, twist it up. I don't give a about none of that.
Do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna f him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get f***ed up over here. What do I look like getting f***ed up?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it.
I can't.
I guarantee it.
Calm down. Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you f***ed up. Look, fool. Hey, fool. This me and you, fool. This me and you, fool.
Tank.
This me and you, fool.
Yeah.
Don't worry about them. They might get you. They gonna trick you off your spot. They gonna trick you off your spot, fool. Don't worry about them.
Come on, stop. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming. So stop it. Y'all gonna make it hard for him. That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna make it hard for him.
The buzz around this rematch has reminded fans of Floyd Mayweather's first bout with Marcos Maidana. In that fight, Maidana pressured Mayweather, and many believed he might win the rematch. But Floyd returned smarter and shut him down with clinical precision. A similar story may be unfolding between Davis and Roach. Roach looked impressive in the first fight, but Davis is known for adapting. Now, with a second chance, he has the opportunity to shift momentum back in his favor.
Yo, too, we're back again with some more boxing news in the boxing world. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach for the rematch is on the horizon. It will be happening this year, and it will be happening very, very soon. This is the thing, YouTube. If y'all agree with me on what I'm about to tell y'all, I want y'all to throw the thumbs up, because this is what's gonna happen. If y'all remember the Mayweather and Maidana match, where everybody thought Maidana beat Mayweather in the first match when they fought each other, like he dominated him, he beat him. Same thing goes here. Lamont Roach, everybody's saying that he dominated Gervonta Davis, but this is not going to happen in the rematch. Gervonta Davis is going to dominate Lamont Roach. If y'all agree with me on what I'm telling y'all, this is just like the Mayweather-Maidana fight. I'm trying to tell you. Lamont Roach is going to lose in the rematch, and that's a guarantee. That's not a prediction. That is a spoiler. If y'all agree with me, throw a thumbs up. And if you ain't got Eat Up Keeps the News, subscribe.
Following a controversial first meeting, Gervonta Davis has revamped his training camp. He brought in a new coach with a sharper focus on fundamentals and discipline. The decision wasn't just strategic, it was deeply personal. Davis wanted to eliminate distractions and lock in completely. His commitment is reflected in new methods, new structure, and a stronger mentality. This camp isn't just about preparation, it's about redemption and correcting every flaw Roach exposed. In the first fight,
yo, what's going on, fight fans? Check it out. It looks like Gervonta Davis has a new coach. Now, this is Coach Mustafa. He's a well-known coach down in the Atlanta area, and it looks like he's starting to train with him. I know he has that upcoming rematch coming up. It looks like it's slated for June. Now, this coach is known for his working on timing, precision, accuracy. Those are some of the things that this coach is well known for. He's also been training Tevin Farmer for his past 2 fights. Now, what does this mean for Tank? Is he leaving Coach Kyle and Coach Kenny, or adding Coach Mustafa to the team? Is it smart to switch trainers so close to a fight? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below.
This rematch is more than just another fight. It's the most talked about return bout in recent boxing memory. Lamont Roach remains the only man in recent years to push Davis to the edge. Their previous battle raised more questions than answers. Was Roach simply lucky, or is he truly a better fighter? Now the rematch offers a chance for closure. Both men are fighting for more than victory, they're fighting for legacy, pride and clarity in a rivalry that has split the boxing world.
Promoter Gary Jonas shed some light on the negotiations for the rematch. While he didn't give too many details, Jonas did say that the second bout between Davis and Roach Jr. is all but finalized. Let's hear what he got to say right now.
Important question on everyone's mind. How close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off.
Lamont Roach continues to carry himself with humility, faith, and quiet determination. While others talk, he stays grounded. He avoids theatrics and lets his work in the gym speak for itself. Roach's steady mindset has not changed under the growing spotlight. He trains hard, believes in his preparation, and draws strength from his faith. That inner calm has helped him rise through tough moments. Mentally, physically, and emotionally, Roach seems more ready than ever to meet the moment.
Who am I here with today?
Lamont Roach Jr.
I don't know who you are, man. What do you do for a living?
And I box.
How long have you been boxing for?
I've been boxing since I was 9 years old, so 20 years.
How old were you when you made your first million?
I was 29.
You made some money. What's the best piece of advice about money you've received throughout your career?
Save that money gonna save you.
Has there ever been one experience where you spent too much money than you thought you should have, that you regret?
That I regret? No, but
No.
there's been a lot of times where I shouldn't have spent as much money as I did.
Is there one piece of advice that now that you've been boxing for a couple of years, you could tell your younger self about boxing?
My advice to my younger self would be keep going. You're gonna end up exactly where you're supposed to be at. As long as you work hard, put your faith in God, and you just keep pushing.
What made you really stand out as a boxer?
My hard work, determination to be the best.
Is there one boxer that you think inspires you the most with your play style?
I take bits and pieces from all boxers, even some of my opponents and stuff like that.
Anyone specifically?
No, not necessarily.
What keeps you motivated to keep pushing hard still?
It's definitely hard for me to give up because I know what's at stake. I know what can happen. I know what can happen with hard work. But if I ever feel like giving up, my motivation would be my son, my family, the ones who behind me 100%. They've been down at the bottom with me, so they coming up top with me.
Where can they find you on social media, man?
1of1X.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, bro.
The war of words has been intense, but all the noise will fade when the first bell rings. This rematch is where truths will be revealed, and legacies either rebuilt or shattered. Social media debates, interviews, and heated exchanges mean little. Once punches start flying, the fight itself will decide who's right. All that matters now is the result inside the ring. When it's over, no opinion will be louder than the outcome. One man's performance will settle the score once and for all.
I just want to know, when is the rematch going to happen at this point? Because I'm not going to lie, for it to be a whole month later and y'all still arguing over who actually won, it's just really like, okay, yeah, run it back, because we got to go ahead and settle this, squabble this up. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say neither fighter in here is shitty, okay? Because after the fight I seen on March 1st, yeah, they both was tagging shit, both getting up with each other, okay? I feel like this is the perfect match. If anybody's gonna do a rematch, you need to be down, period. And Gervonta was stinging him. I'm not gonna lie, he was stinging him. Great fight for him. But I'm not gonna lie, he came out knowing what he was trying to do. Y'all have to give it to him. Like, y'all just be hating, okay? Y'all can't get in the ring and fucking fight. Y'all just be hating. At least I'm giving them they props, okay? Because Gervonta had a great fight. Don't get me wrong. My money was on him. But I think what messed him up was the fact that when he came out, y'all know he usually be 2 steps ahead. He was 3 steps ahead. I feel like he already had Tank figured out. And he definitely was not expecting that. And him, on the other hand, I think he came in really having something to prove. I'm not going to lie, y'all. Like, it was a really good fight. And I feel like this is how I see it. In the beginning of the fight, he was stinking, back to back, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the fight, that's when he finally kicked it up. But I seen consistency through him through the whole fight. Not gonna lie, like, so I just feel like the rematch should happen because never know. He might, now that he was 3 steps ahead, become 8 steps ahead, and he might really knock his butt down. But at the end of the day, it's like, we need this rematch because I don't think this is ever gonna be a dispute that is settled and, you know, officially he won, he lost until they fight. Like, we gotta see it.
After facing a storm of doubt and criticism, Gervonta Davis enters this fight with something to prove. Questions about his motivation and sharpness have fueled his hunger. Determined to make a statement, Davis is grinding through training with unmatched focus. Every weakness that Roach once exploited is now being addressed. This isn't just about winning, It's about delivering a dominant performance that forces critics to reconsider. For Davis, this fight is personal, and it shows. In his intensity,
everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident because you gonna go up against a different Tank. Like I told y'all in previous videos, he gonna go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off. I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that's go fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think that confidence is what's going to get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say, with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much. You was overconfident, and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont. This from the same camp. We from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up, because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that like got to step back from a situation. That's why I think he being hushed right now, because when he come this time, it ain't no talking. And that's why I think it's scary, because we never see Tank in that mode where he don't say a word. I think this gonna be a different Tank. And what's crazy is Tank used to be like that in the beginning, like when he was with Floyd. Like, I'm talking about Tank with the fade, with the waves, bro. He ain't used to be on that showboat and stuff until he got, like, a little bit more in the boxing, thing. Of course, once you with Floyd, you gonna start being flashy and doing backflips off the ring. But in his beginning stages, dude wasn't playing. He was dropping I think that's what he about to go to, bro. And we know that people like, man, did he take Calvin off his team? Nah, like he said, Calvin, his boy. I think he just rocking with somebody else right now to get him some sharper skills, to change up his skill and what people know him by. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I think Tank go take it to Lamont. And that's not me being biased. I think we ain't ever seen Tank like this before.
Roach, on the other hand, has stayed grounded and focused throughout the buildup. He isn't letting his previous success get to his head. Instead, he's treating this as a completely new challenge. He respects the danger Davis still poses and is preparing accordingly. Roach is studying tape, fine-tuning his adjustments, and anticipating changes. Keyshawn Davis recently commented on what could be the deciding factor: passion. He questioned if Gervonta still has the fire, while Roach appears hungrier than ever.
Do you think he wins that rematch with Lamont Roach?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know.
Does a lot of it hinge on Gervonta and like which version he shows up with? And no disrespect to Roach, but you know what I mean.
No, that is disrespect for the Roach, and like y'all fight fans gotta realize that is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in there fighting another grown man that ain't going for none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think Roach is gonna come with another game plan or something better or this, that, and third. So when they had a rematch, are y'all still gonna say, oh, Take's still not his full self ever since he fought whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved he was a hell of a fighter, so he need to get that credit. He's a hell of a fighter. I don't know who's gonna win that rematch. I honestly feel like Tank is losing love for the sport, or he lost the love for the sport and he's no longer hungry anymore.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yet you got a guy that's just super hungry and never had no attention, now getting all his attention, and now he get around two of his attention. Is like, shit, that's kind of hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Tank is he's still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50. And to your point, we were saying, okay, he lost love of the sport. I don't really think Canelo got the same love he had for the sport when he was coming up.
To help elevate his preparation, Gervonta Davis has enlisted the expertise of veteran coach Kenny Ellis, known for his strict routines and psychological toughness. Ellis is bringing a new level of detail to Davis's camp. They're focusing on fixing technical flaws, enhancing endurance, and sharpening mental strength. Ellis's approach goes beyond physical conditioning. He's helping Davis read fights better and react faster. Chemistry between the two could be a major factor. In restoring Davis's dominance,
he's one of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner. Is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say: hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
Davis's performance in the first fight shocked many. He started strong, but faded as the fight went on. His movements slowed, and Roach took control. It left fans wondering whether it was a fluke or a sign of decline. Now, the rematch gives Davis the chance to erase that doubt. He wants to show that it was an off night, not a new normal. Analysts like Jaron Ennis noted Davis's early rounds still showed his brilliance. The challenge is maintaining that intensity from bell to bell.
Davis draw with Lamont Roach. People looking at it as controversial because of the whole knee. What do you think of the fight?
It was a great fight. I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw. But I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job, actually. I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. And I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first 5-6 rounds. He was boxing and frustrating him a little bit. But Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job.
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost, and he didn't, or it was a draw. I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. He looked sharp to me. I don't know. People just be talking. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised that Lamont was in spots winning the exchanges and kind of caught Tank with some good shots that he visibly I got to reset?
Yeah.
Veteran trainer Teddy Atlas has weighed in, saying what makes Davis so dangerous isn't just his power, but his intelligence. Davis doesn't rush, he reads his opponent, adapts, and then strikes. That ability to shift styles mid-fight makes him unpredictable. If Davis stays calm and uses his ring IQ, he could take control early and never look back. Atlas believes that mental adaptability could be the deciding factor. If used properly, it's what may tip the fight in Davis's favor.
He's going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. A lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you.